Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to look at parallel and perpendicular lines. If you've completed the previous videos, the slope video and linear function forms video, then today's lesson will be a lot easier for you. So let's dive right in. If line 1 has the same slope as line 2, then they are what's called parallel. They never intersect. And so here we have three functions here. Y equals x plus 2, y equals x, and y equals x minus 3. And you notice that they're all parallel to each other. The slope is 1 for each one of these functions, and so they never intersect. And you can see that what distinguishes them are the y-intercepts, right, of 2, 0, or -3, like that. So example 1, find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that is parallel to the given line and passes through the given point. So we want parallel to this line, but passes through this point. So in order for it to be parallel, the slope needs to be the same, right? So here our slope is 2. So we know that the equation is going to look like this. Y equals 2x plus b. And to find our b, we're taking a point that is on the line, plug it in, and we get b equals 6. And so the equation of the line that is parallel to this one is 2x plus 6 that passes through that point. And so this is the equation of that line. B. So here we have 8x minus 2y equals -6. We want to be parallel to this function, and we want to pass through this point. So we're going to rewrite this here in slope-intercept form. So we have y equals 4x plus 3, and this 4 is our slope. So we know that our function is going to look like this, y equals 4x plus b. We're now going to take 3, 2, and plug it in, and we get our b value of -10. And so this is the equation that is parallel to this that passes through that point. Y equals 4x minus 10. Okay, C. Here's another function here. Y minus 3 equals 5 times x minus 1. And we want it to pass through the point 4, 6. And so in our previous videos, we know that 5 here is our slope, like that. So we're going to update our equation. We know it's going to be 5x plus b. We're going to pass through this point, so we're going to plug that into our equation here, and we get b equals -14. And so this is the equation of the line that is parallel to this line, passes through this point. Y equals 5x minus 14. Okay, so practice number 1, this is for you guys, your turn. Find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that is parallel to the given line and passes through the given point. So go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, we're back. So A, here's our line, here's our point. So we know that the slope has to be 3 to be parallel. So it's going to be y equals 3x plus b. We're passing through this point, so we plug that in, right? Y is 5, x is -2, like that. Do some algebra, and we get b equals 11. And so this is the equation in slope-intercept form that is parallel to this, right? 3 and 3, that passes through this point. Okay, B. Here's our line, here's our point. So we know that our slope is -1/4. So this will be our line here, y equals -1/4x plus b. We need to find our b, so we're plugging in our point into the equation, and we get b equals 8. And so this is the equation of our line here, y equals -1/4x plus 8. C. Here's our equation and here's our point. So we're going to rewrite this in slope-intercept form. What are we doing here? So we're moving our 3y over here, moving the 3 over there. So 3y equals 2x minus 3. Divide by 3 on both sides. And so we get y equals. So distribute the 1/3 to both, right? So 2 over 3, and then -3 over 3 is -1, like that. So we have slope-intercept form instead of standard form. And slope-intercept form gives us our slope of 2 over 3, like that. So we know y equals 2 over 3x plus b. Now we need to find our b. So we plug in our point into the equation here, and we get b equals 6. And so this is the equation of the line parallel to this that passes through this point. Okay, D. Y minus 4 equals negative 4 times x plus 2, and this is the point. So we remember before that this negative 4 right here is our slope. So we know y equals negative 4x plus b. This is the beginning of our equation. We need to find our b variables, so we plug in the point into our equation. We get b equals 5. And so now we update our equation, y equals negative 4x plus 5 as the line that is parallel to this passing through this point. Okay, let's talk about something else. If line 1 has slope m being a over b, then line 2 with the slope of negative b over a will be perpendicular to line 1. They will intersect at 90 degrees. Right? So we're taking the reciprocal and making it negative. So you'll hear that, the negative reciprocal. So b over a times negative 1, like that, the negative reciprocal. So here we have an example here. This is 2x minus 2. So for it to be perpendicular, flip 1 over 2 and make it negative, like that, right? 2 over 1, flip 1 over 2 and make it negative. And so if we graph that here, negative 1 over 2x plus 3, we graph that, we can see that it's a 90-degree intersection, like that. These lines are perpendicular. Perpendicular. Okay, so example 2. Which of these lines are perpendicular to each other? We got line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4. So we notice from line 1, the slope is 3. We notice from line 2, the slope is negative 3. So we know that these are not perpendicular to each other. And then this line, we're going to write it in slope-intercept form. And we get 1 over 3. So the slope is 1 over 3. And line 4, our slope here is 4. And so we notice that line 2 and 3 are perpendicular to each other because they use the negative reciprocal for their slope, right? 1 over 3 flip is 3 over 1 times negative, negative 3, like that. So these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Okay, example 3. Find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that is perpendicular to the given line and passes through the given point. So we want to be perpendicular to this. So let's dive right in. M1, the slope of our first line, is 2. And the negative reciprocal is negative 1 over 2. And so that's going to be the slope of our second line here, negative 1 over 2x plus b. And we want to pass through this point. So if we plug in this point into this equation, it has to be true. And for it to be true, b has to be 3. All right, so we plug this in and we get b equals 3. And so this is the equation of our line. It is perpendicular and it passes through this point. Okay, b. Y equals negative 1 over 5x plus 2, passing through the point 1, 3. So we want to be perpendicular to this, so negative reciprocal, so it's 5 over 1, and make it positive, so it's 5. So our equation is updated, y equals 5x plus b. We want to pass through this line here, so we're going to plug in 1, 3 into our equation. We get b equals negative 2. And so here is the equation of our function, the equation of our line that is perpendicular to this and passes through this point. C. Here's our line and here's our point. We want to be perpendicular to this, so m1 is 2 over 3. We want the negative reciprocal, so negative 3 over 2 is the slope of our perpendicular line. So we update our equation as such. we're passing through 6, 1, so we are plugging that in and we get b equals 10. And so this is the equation of the line perpendicular to this passing through this point. Okay, time for some practice. Practice number 2. Find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that is perpendicular to the given line and passes through the given point. So go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, A. So here's our given line, and that's the point we want to pass. So we want the negative reciprocal. So m2 is going to be -1/4. So that's going to be our equation as such. We need to find b. So we're going to plug in our point into our equation. We do some algebra, and we get b equals 9/4 like that. And then we update our equation. Y equals -1/4x plus 9/4. B. Y equals -3/5x plus 2 and 6, 5. So our first slope is -3/5. We want the negative reciprocal, making it positive, so 5/3 like that. So our equation is going to be of this form. Y equals 5/3x plus b. We are passing through this point, so we plug that in. We get b equals -5 like that. So now we update our equation. Y equals 5/3x minus 5 like that. So this is perpendicular to this line passing through that point. Okay, C, x minus 7y equals -14 and passing through 2, 2. So we're going to rewrite this a little differently, and we get y equals 1/7x plus 2 as such. So this is a slope-intercept form. So we see the slope is 1/7. We want to be perpendicular to this, so it's negative reciprocals, so -7 like that. So we update our equation. Y equals, instead of mx plus b, we know that m must be -7. So it's -7x plus b like that. We're passing through 2, 2, so we plug that into here and we get b equals 16. And so the equation of our line perpendicular to this is -7x plus 16. Last one here, D. Perpendicular to this, passing through this point. So we see that m1, the slope is 4/3. Negative reciprocal, so -3/4 like that is our slope. So we update our equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals -3/4x plus b. We are passing through this point, so we plug that point into our equation and we get b equals 13. And so now we update our equation here, so y equals -3/4x plus 13, perpendicular to this line passing through this point. And that's it. It's that easy. I'll see you guys in the next video.